Welcome to Inviting Muslims to Follow Jesus. And this is lesson 1 called Moving from Fear to Friendship. In my experience, one of the biggest barriers to Muslims coming to faith is that not enough true followers of Christ know them, really know them as friends and love them. History and geography have created a chasm between followers of the two largest religions in the world, Christianity and Islam, building invisible walls of division and perception and misunderstandings that keep us apart. I'm here to smash those invisible walls in this first lesson, in your heart and your mind, so that you can be one of the few that moves from fear to friendship. In this first lesson, moving from fear to friendship, you will explore your perception of Muslims and how you really feel about them. You'll understand what Muslims really think of Christians. You'll know how to answer the question, well, are you a Christian? And you'll plan 3 activities that will remove your fear and prepare your heart for friendship. Before we start, I'd like you to download and print the Moving from Fear to Friendship guide. And it's located right where you're watching this video so that you can follow along and do the exercises when I ask you to pause the lesson. You'll also be writing in the comments right below the video. So I'm going to start by playing a video of Muslims doing the Salat prayer in a mosque. It's the prayer that Muslims pray 5 times a day, the same way, every time, all over the world. As you watch, I want you to pay attention to your reaction. What emotions surface? What are you thinking? What do you observe? Here we go.
We begin Salat by first making the intention from the heart to pray to Allah.
الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم. سبحان ربي العظيم. سبحان ربي العظيم. سمع الله لمن حمده. ربنا ولك الحمد. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى. سبحان ربي الأعلى. سبحان ربي الأعلى. الله أكبر. رب اغفر لي. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى. سبحان ربي الأعلى. سبحان ربي الأعلى. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم. سبحان ربي العظيم. سبحان ربي العظيم. سمع الله لمن حمده. ربنا ولك الحمد. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى، سبحان ربي الأعلى، سبحان ربي الأعلى. الله أكبر. رب اغفر لي. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى، سبحان ربي الأعلى، سبحان ربي الأعلى. الله أكبر. التحيات لله والصلوات والطيبات. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. الله أكبر.
For some of you, this is the first time you've actually seen the way Muslims pray and what they're saying. So I'd like you to pause the video and reflect on how you feel deep in your gut when you watched it. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts in the comments below the video. You can also write them in your guide. So pause the video and answer any of the questions you'd like to answer. How do you feel when you hear the sounds of the prayer in Arabic and watch the Muslim man bowing? What do you observe about the way he prays and what he prays? And what thoughts are entering your mind about Muslims as you watch? Likely, you have a mix of feelings of wonder, curiosity, possibly some discomfort, maybe even fear, and a feeling of distrust and deception maybe, hoping it's not wrong for you to be watching this. You're looking over your shoulder to see if your father is overhearing you and you'll have to explain. Maybe I have the wrong class, you're thinking. Now, some of you, on the other hand, may appreciate the reverence and the togetherness and the commitment that you notice, and you may be drawn to the postures of bowing in surrender. If this is your first time seeing the words in English that Muslims pray, you most likely feel surprised at the words that they are praying. They sound so similar to words we might pray, right? Now, when I do this exercise live with my students, they tell me there's a lot of thoughts jumble around in their minds about Muslims as they watch. Thoughts like, they're worshiping a false god. They're dangerous. They're too hard to reach. They'll never come to a true faith in Jesus. They're so different than me. I wonder if the guy with the long beard, if he's really a terrorist. Wow, they're committed. They definitely are reverent when they pray. Those words look so much like our prayers. How can that be? Why does this make me feel so uncomfortable? So, in order for God to really help us love Muslims, we must be aware of any deep prejudice we have against Muslims or fear that we hold, and admit that maybe we don't really know the whole story about what they really believe and who they really are. Let's be honest about perceptions we have of Muslims as a whole, and Islam too. Now, the media doesn't help us, and the fact that some of it is true doesn't help either. Now, if you've discovered that you actually have some strong feelings and possible misperceptions about Muslims that are creating fear or distrust or discomfort in you, do you really know what many Muslims think and feel about Christians? Maybe this will help you, especially if they've never met one and only have television and movies and the media and their own leaders to give them a picture of Christians. So let's turn the tables in a little role play that I'll do. Now, I'm going to pretend that I am Fatima, okay? I'm a Muslim who just landed in my new city in America, or Canada, or UK, or Australia as a resettled refugee from Iraq, and I speak English pretty well. And I'm having tea with my new friend, Natalie, who I found wandering around my apartment complex offering to pray for people. So I invited her in to see what she's all about. And we're going to do a little role play. I, Fatima, am going to ask Natalie questions, and when she answers, I'm going to tell you what Fatima is really thinking. But she would not really tell Natalie to her face. Okay. Are you ready? Starting with Fatima. Natalie, are you a Christian? Yes, I am. Oh, got it. She's an immodest, wine-drinking, pork-eating person who lets her daughter sleep around. After all, I see those people on TV, the Kardashians. Yes, they wear crosses, and they're from America too, so they're Christians, and that's what they're like. So, Natalie, do you believe in 3 gods? And Natalie says, oh, no. No. I don't believe in 3 gods. I only believe in one God. But I believe in the Trinity, which is, 3 parts of God in one. What's the Trinity? I mean, Trinity, that means 3, I think. I knew it. She definitely believes in 3 gods then. God, Jesus, and Mary. Okay, well, you believe that Jesus is the Son of God, right? Yes, definitely. Jesus is the Son of God. God forbid. I hope I don't commit shirk by having this conversation. I hope I don't go to hell. I could never even believe that God had sex with Mary and had a baby. God forgive me for even thinking such a thing. Yes, in fact, I wear this cross necklace because, Jesus is so precious to me. Yeah, okay. Okay, I do have to say this straight to you, Natalie. I always wonder why Christians wear a cross. It reminds me of the Crusades. When your people came to our countries and made us convert in the name of God with crosses or killed us, just like they still do, bringing their bombs and their military into our countries. America thinks they can just bully everyone around with big threats. I won't say that to her, though. Wow, that was a long time ago, but it's like it just happened. I'm sorry. No, Fatima, that's not what it means. It's not what a cross means. Jesus died on the cross to save us from our sins. Jesus didn't die on the cross. God would never let a prophet suffer like that. Okay, this is enough. Christians are just what I thought they were. And I better get rid of her before she tries to convert me to Christianity. I have to go now. I have some things, important things to do now. Goodbye. Okay, so thank you to Fatima and Natalie for helping us see what many Muslims think of Christians. Now, this is a stereotype, but hopefully it helps you see that Muslims may be just as afraid of you are as you are of them, and they may have as many misunderstandings and misperceptions as you do of them. In another lesson, we'll learn how to answer those objections and misperceptions that Fatima has. But right now, I just want to give you ways to answer the first question. Are you a Christian? Now, your answer to this question will determine whether the conversation continues or not. That's the goal. Let's keep the conversation going. I've experimented with a lot of ways to answer this question. You need to experiment too. There is no right answer. But at the very least, explain what you mean when you say yes. Here's a few examples of answers that I've given, and then you're going to get a chance to try. Are you a Christian? I say, what do you mean by that? Are you a Christian? And I say, I worship the one true God, and I'm a follower of Jesus. Now in lesson 3, I'll teach you the Arabic words to use, but for now, I just want you to see that right away I'm answering several of her questions above in one statement. I believe in one God, and I'm defining what I believe a Christian is, someone who follows Jesus. Here's another one. Are you a Christian? Yes, but probably not the kind of Christian you think. Are you a Christian? Yes, my father is a Christian, and his father was a Christian, and I am a Christian. It honors him. But many Christians aren't truly submitted to God. They're just Christian in name. I'm not like that. I'm truly submitted to God with my whole heart, and I'm trying to follow the ways of Jesus by the power of his Spirit. Now that one might have gotten a little long. They might not stay with you, but you get the idea. Now, sometimes if I answer using Arabic words for God and Jesus and Spirit, some will ask me if I say, I'm a follower of Isa al-Masih, and I don't say yes or no to the question, are you a Christian? They ask me, well, are you Muslim? People really want to put you in a box, in a category. It's confusing if they can't. So I'll often answer, what does Muslim mean? Oh, fully submitted to God. Well, I'm fully submitted to God, so maybe. And then I laugh. But no, I do not follow the religion of Islam. And then I answer in one of the above ways. Now, I want you to pause this lesson right now and think about a Muslim friend you have. If that person asked you, are you a Christian? What would you say? Let's learn from each other creative ways to answer that will continue the conversation and be true about us. So type your answers in the comments below the video. Okay, welcome back. Did you type your answer in the comments? Only half of you did. Come on, pause the video. I really want you to think about it and answer so we can learn from each other. Okay, last thing is that there are 3 things you can do to move from fear to friendship. 1, have you ever walked through a completely Muslim area, praying, observing, and letting God show you what He's already doing there? Okay, if you haven't, go on a prayer walk and just walk through the area, praying, asking God. Be in the place that Muslims are. Number 2, have you ever visited a mosque? Now, one of my cross-cultural friends lived in an area in India where there were Muslims all around, and there was this church building right in the middle of a Muslim area. And my friend went to the pastor and said, have you ever visited that mosque across the street? And he said, no. He thought he might die if he walked into a mosque as a pastor. And my friend said, we'll die together. Let's go. And of course, they walked across the street, visited with the imam, which is the religious leader of the mosque, and became friends. Number 3, have you ever eaten in the home of a Muslim family? When you've reached this level, you've now peeled away a religion to see a relationship. And in the very last lesson, you're going to see how important it is to eat in the home of a Muslim family. Okay, in this first lesson, you have explored your feelings and possible misperceptions and prejudices towards Muslim. You now understand what many Muslims think of Christians. You know how to answer the question, are you a Christian? To keep the conversation going. And you have 3 things you can now do to move from fear to friendship with Muslims. Go on a prayer walk, visit a mosque, and eat in the home of a Muslim family. Now, in the next lesson, we're going to see how much Muslims and Christians actually have in common so we can find common ground.